You're a hipster.
You're a nerd.
You're a jock. What do you think of these labels that we've just put on you?
Do you find them false or offensive? We all have labels, but how accurately do they describe you? They may not describe you at all.
Today we're going to talk to you about secular stereotypes and Christian stereotypes and how to deal with them in a Christ-like way.
Many of us have been stereotyped, or have stereotyped others. In high school, you seem to always be labeled. Every time you turn around, someone thinks they know you. And when you're trying to find out who you are, it doesn't help when people think they know exactly who you are. Sometimes you find yourself and you don't even second guess them. You just accept them. But I assure you, the only way that you'll find out who you are is to ignore these harsh stereotypes and stay close to God. Some stereotypes for girls can be very cruel. For example, girls can be labeled just because another girl hates them or she hangs out with a lot of guys. She can be called obscene names. If you have never had a boyfriend, you're called weird or a goody-goody. If you wear dark clothes and a lot of dark makeup, you are an emo. If you wear Hollister or wear lip gloss, you're a prep. And the list goes on and on. But like I said about these stereotypes, we should not believe them, and we should look deeper. As Christians, let's not look at just the stereotypes that people are given. And many things that we struggle with in high school, we'll see in college as well. A stereotype that is given to girls a lot is cutting. If you cut, you are either an emo or you're a freak. And a lot of us make fun of those people. But their struggles are just on the outside. Ours might be on the inside, and they can't see those. Would you like to be made fun of those? We should not tease people just because of what they struggle with. We are all guilty of judging people. Girls and guys alike are always being judged on their outward appearance, and the stereotypes of the world are always on us. There are fewer stereotypes that just are for guys. Some of them include a jock, which is they're arrogant and they think they're the best at their sport. Another one is the geek or the nerd, because if they do things that we find weird or stupid, like play World of Warcraft or carry devices that let you game in public, is often considered weird to some of us. Another one that we all know is the typical gay guy. You all know it, the high voice, the good sense of style, and they know about all the name brands and good quality clothes. And the last one is the player. He is very personable. He always tells girls what they want to hear. You really can't trust them. And just because a girl has a boyfriend, he still thinks she's fair game. She's just more of a challenge. There are many reasons why we stereotype. Some are psychological, some are social, and some are just because of our own insecurities. Whatever the reason is, I want to make sure that you know that stereotyping is not right and can be very hurtful. Even if it's done in fun, it can still be taken the wrong way. As Christians, we are called to love one another and leave the judging to God. According to James 4:12, which says, God alone, who gave us the law, is the judge. He alone has the power to save and to destroy. So, what right do you have to judge your neighbor? Take the plank out of your own eye before you take the speck out of someone else's. Matthew 7:35. This tells us that we all have sin and we all struggle. And it shows us that we should not try to pick out other people's faults, but focus on our own. Because if we judge others on their problems or stereotype them, it's giving us a bad name as Christians, or even as people in general. Another good Bible verse to remember is Romans 12:2, which is, do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Now you're probably thinking, what does this mean? It means that you should not cave to the ways of the world. When you're at school or even at youth group, don't let these stereotypes creep in. And if you see people getting stereotyped or labeled, don't believe that label. Get to know the person, because as soon as you get to know them, you are doing what God is calling you to do, breaking the norm. And in this world, you can change it for Him. The effects of worldly stereotypes can be very damaging, especially to teens. We may not see them, but they even affect us as Christians. When we believe what the world is telling us, we fall into the same trap as everyone else. And our identity in Christ is lost. But that is what we should be focusing on. Worldly stereotypes like this affect society. They make us think differently about others or even of ourselves. When we meet someone and they have a label, don't just look at the label. Give them a chance to prove themselves. If we just believe the stereotype as a solid reason not to talk to them, we may be missing out on a great friend. I have learned that people are usually not what they are labeled. They're all truly unique people, just like you and me. Stereotypes seem to give us a right to judge others. This is not how it should be. Society, however, tells us, oh, it's okay to label that girl or a guy. She or he really is what you think she is, or he is. This even goes into church. I was guilty of doing this in high school. There were a couple girls at my youth group who were a little rough around the edges, and instead of looking past that stereotype or label that they were given, I just ignored them. I regret this even to this day, and I wish that I could do that over. Please don't make the same mistake I did. Please don't just see the stereotypes, but see the person who's inside. Now, is there someone who comes to mind recently that you should they should be given a chance, or you should reach out to them? I encourage you to look for this and reach out to that person. Who knows? It might be exactly what they need to come to church or be closer to God. In stepping out and breaking through the labels and the stereotypes, you might just save someone for God.
Stereotypes can hurt. They do not only deal with secular situations, though. A lot of times we as Christians are stereotypes. And in some cases, they hinder our walk with God. There are many Christian stereotypes out there. A few are Bible thumper, Jesus freak, holier than thou, prude, homophobic, or married. A description of them, Bible thumper, typical, this guy shoves the Bible down everyone's throat that he meets. Or homophobic, because we're Christians, we hate gays and we're not allowed to be by them and we're scared of them, which should not be true because Jesus calls us to love everyone. And if we are scared to be around that person, then how can we show them Christ's love? Or my personal favorite is Mary. A girl who is thought to be prude or a goody-goody is often labeled Mary, like the Virgin Mary. These are only a few of the many, many stereotypes out there for Christians, and many of us who profess to be Christians have been called something similar to these. So what does it mean to be stereotyped as a Christian? If you are getting a Christian stereotype, that means you're doing something right. That means that you are showing everyone out there that you believe in God and you follow Christ and you're living the right way. And you should keep doing what you're doing. Christian means to be a little Christ. So if we are following Christ the way we are supposed to, it should be blatantly obvious to everyone around us that you're a Christian. And you should be living how it's described in Matthew 16:24, which says, "Then Jesus told his disciples, if anyone would follow me, he should deny himself and pick up his cross and follow me." And then others would see that. There are many problems with stereotyping for Christians. A lot of times stereotyping comes with hypocrisy. Because when people are stereotyped, they're expected to live up to this certain stereotype. And for them to act a certain way and to be perfect and act exactly like they're supposed to. And then whenever you fail, they're like, oh my gosh, that girl's such a hypocrite. She's a Christian and she did that. But newsflash, guys, everyone is a hypocrite. Every single one of you is. I am, she is, he is, everyone. And the fact that everyone is that everyone says that they're going to do something and then does the opposite. We're human, we screw up, it's what we do. But the thing is that we have Christ with us and we can overcome that and overcome that stereotype. And you just have to try your hardest to live what you preach. Another big problem that comes with stereotyping is the fact that we feel judged. And sometimes we feel like we should be better than we actually are. If someone is ridiculed and made fun of for being a Christian, oftentimes they'll try and hide it and blend in with the rest of the world and become invisible. When in fact, we're supposed to do the opposite, and we're supposed to stand out as Christians, because we're supposed to be the light in the darkness. Matthew 5:13-16 says, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything, except to be thrown out and trampled by men. You are the light of the world, a city on a hill that cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl, but rather they put it on a stand for it to light everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before men, and they see your good deeds, and praise your Father in heaven." So what does the Bible say about stereotyping? Although the Bible does not come out and say stereotyping by name, it does talk about judging, and judging does lead to stereotyping. Jonah was a prophet who is not like any of the other prophets in the Bible. He does not fit into the mold of the perfect prophet who followed God everywhere. He actually ran away from God. All the other prophets repented for the bad things that they had done. And in the book of Jonah, I could not find anywhere where it talks about him repenting. John 7:24 says, "Do not judge by appearances, but judge with right judgment." And whenever we stereotype people, we are doing exactly that. We are judging people by the way that they look and how they seem from the outside whenever we don't even know them. And Malachi 2:10 says, "Have we not all one Father? Has not one God created us? Why then why are we faithless to one another, profaning the covenant of our fathers?" Why do we hurt each other by saying these bad things whenever we're all creations of God? Whenever we're all beautiful things created by the same God? Why do we look down at each other?
As you can see, we all have stereotypes, and most of these stereotypes aren't true.
In high school, I was labeled a prude.
I was labeled a goody-goody.
I was labeled this because I did not sleep with our entire football team, and because I did not go to parties or drink or smoke or do drugs.
I was labeled this because I didn't date in high school. I was always at church. I didn't party or do stuff with guys.
I'm more than my stereotype. I'm a writer, I'm a sister. I love life, I love music, and I love style.
I'm more than my stereotype says about me. I love music, I'm a dancer, and I love life.
You to who the world says you are And as Aaron comes to pray, we want you to think about the fact that you're different in Christ. You're different from what the rest of the world says you are. And to take a look at your life and see what you need to do for other people to know that you're a Christian.
Work it, work it.
Yeah, I got you. Oh, I got you. Good. Take that chair, move it.
Fight it out, fight it out.
Cheating.
Stop.
No, this is my chair.
Crazy kid with a chair. He's crazy.
Hey guys, be mature, okay? Give it a jerk. Give it a jerk.
You guys got 5 seconds.
It's the newest dance.
4, 3.
Ow! I win. Oh my God!
Okay, I think Josh. Go sit on him.
That means
Victory.
reckless abandon.
All right, let's go. Let's go, Josh.
Work it, work it.
Yeah, I got you. Oh, I got you. Good. Take that chair, move it.
Fight it out, fight it out.
Stop.
No, this is my chair.
Crazy kid with a chair. He's crazy.
Hey guys, be mature, okay? Give it a jerk. Give it a jerk.
You guys got 5 seconds.
It's the newest dance.
4, 3.
Ow! I win. Oh my God!
Okay, I think Josh. Go sit on him.
That means
Victory.
reckless abandon.
All right, let's go. Let's go, Josh.
Get this out of here.
Hey, I mean, I go to start walking around.
My guitarist is in here.
Like behind you, so you're not.
Huh?
Who's your guitarist?
Haley?
Oh, okay.
She's not here. Hey, close up. Smile for the camera. Don't be scared, Shelby. You're about to be in front of this thing anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Close up. Zoomed in. Ah! Scary. Whoa! Hey, buddy. How you doing?
That's scary.
It's a manly beard you got there. You know, the class is going to watch this, so you might want to say something intelligent. No, don't pick your nose. Say something
I'm not
intelligent.
picking my nose.
Okay.
I have to capture all of
If you know who I am and you miss me, I'm coming to see you.
He's going to give you a big old hug. He's got some big boy loving.
Yeah.
That's it, Aaron.
Our buddies. Aaron's too.
Apparently I've got
Hey,
big boy
Aaron.
love.
Word.
Hey, Miss Jung, right, Jung? What's her name?
Jung.
Jung. Hello, Miss Jung. Hello.
Hey, we're getting a close-up. Give her a wink.
Guys,
No
say
wink.
hello to Miss Jung. What?
Oh.
Hold on, don't touch me.